I'm here with Antoni Shelton, running for NDP for the York West riding. We're here at CW Jefferys right after an all-candidate debate. Only the NDP, Antoni Shelton, and Mario Sergio have arrived. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you, Sabrina.
Wonderful. So this is a pretty heavy election. You're a newcomer to the field, this arena?
No, I'm not a newcomer per se. I've worked in the area of politics in Ontario for many years. It's just that I've been behind the scenes, working as a special assistant to a minister, for example, under the Bob Rae government. I've been a speechwriter. I've been a community development officer. I have 2 degrees, a BA and a master's in political science. But this is the first political office that I am running for.
Okay, it's nice to get a background on the new candidates. Do you live in this riding, York West?
I currently don't live in the riding. I live in Davenport, but I grew up in this riding. I went to Jane Junior High in Westview Centennial, and when I become M.P.P, I will be moving back to this riding.
So what's special about York West for you to feel that you identify and want to empower and lead the York West riding?
Because I grew up with my 4 brothers in this riding. And like many people who live in this riding, you come to really, it gets under your skin. There is a lot about it in terms of just the people and, you know, the multiculturalism and just all the different things about that I love. I embrace it. I love difference. I love diversity. And, you know, when I was, growing up here, it has a lot of meaning for me and symbolism. You know, there's a lot of history here in terms of my brothers and my friends, and I've always cared passionately about this riding, and I don't believe it's getting strong enough leadership, and I believe that I could deliver a better job for this riding.
So I'm going to ask you a couple questions based on what you're going to do with these issues, a couple of them. Let's keep them tight, and we'll move through it, okay? All right, so what's your take on the Safe Schools Act, and is that benefiting our kids in the York West riding?
The short answer is that the Safe Schools Act is an act that is not benefiting our kids in this riding. The Safe Schools Act serves only to discriminate against some communities, and it's particularly those communities of color. The Safe School Act was brought in under the Harris government. It was strengthened by the Liberals and amended. But at the end of the day, it is not the kind of support that we need, which includes parents. I want to see parents much more included in the whole business of making schools and kids feel safe.
And what are your feelings or your platform with policing or more policing and cameras in the Jane-Finch area?
I think cameras have a role. I think that in certain locations, especially in Toronto housing, there is sometimes too many cameras, and I think sometimes these cameras invade people's privacy. I mean, how would you like to walk out of your front door every morning and smile at a camera? I know I wouldn't. I think there is a role for cameras, especially in public institutions. Maybe in schools there's a role for cameras at certain strategic locations. But we have to balance this off against people's privacy.
Some people say that cameras and more policing are preventative measures. What do you think about that, or what would be more preventative measures?
Well, going back to the Safe School Act, I mean, to me, what you have to deal with is that you have to bring parents, you have to bring also the police and the teachers together and come up with community models. I believe that the reality is that we don't need to turn our schools into kind of, places where we have police patrolling instead of guidance counselors and social workers. I think that we need models where, the children are getting support, the youth are getting support, and I don't think we should be just dealing with a criminalization model. We need to be dealing with a community policing model.
Youth opportunities and employment.
The short answer, in this riding, after 29 years, Mario has not delivered enough opportunities for youth of York West. In York West, we have many youth who are discriminated against based on postal code. We have youth who don't get the necessary training, whether it be hands-on or academic. And we need to find a way to ensure that unions are part of the issue, that they need to include youth in their collective agreement so that they're mentored and they're in position for good paying jobs, not just jobs that pay minimum wage.
The referendum question, how would you explain that to your constituency?
I would say that I support M.P.P, mixed member proportional representation. It gives a broader opportunity for participation. You will be able to vote not just for the candidate, but for your party. And that list of 39 members that each party will put forward, they can choose then people from different backgrounds, gender, otherwise. And I think it's going to eventually allow our legislature to reflect the community that we all live in.
I want you to look at the camera when I ask you a question. What would you say to your constituency on voting day?
I would say vote for Antoni Shelton, NDP candidate. I grew up in this riding. I understand your needs. It's time for change. Mario has had 29 years. We need to look at our community in terms of the future. And he represents very much the past politics in York West, which is people that don't participate. We have the lowest voter turnout in Ontario. Let's bump that up and let's start working together for a new York West.
To add to that, 1/3 of the voting population are young people. What can you say to young people to encourage them to vote on Election Day?
I would say to young people that this is very much your future. Please participate. And you can participate if you're over 18 by voting, but even if you're under 18, you can get involved. There's a lot of young people involved with my campaign, and they do a lot of wonderful and great things. They're meeting different people, and it leads to all kinds of opportunities. We need to get involved. It is our political process and our future.